Risky behavior.
Welcome to Risky Behavior. I want to appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you for all the subscribers, all the support, all the comments, especially. I love the comments. I really get a kick out of them. Even when somebody is trying to be disrespectful to me, I'm like, I really appreciate you speaking your mind. It just doesn't even bother me. So I just wanted to start off that way, saying appreciate to you all for the support. So we're back with another reaction video. This one is going to be an interview on the Pivot with Purpose podcast. The young lady that is the host of this show, this is her podcast. Her name is Carla. Can't remember how to say her last name right now, but she's doing an interview with TK Kirkland, and they're talking about a lot of different things. Dating, of course, relationships. He likes to talk about dating and relationships, give his advice. They're going to, talk about things like fatherhood, child support, a whole wide range of topics. It was a point on this interview, and she wanted to get his opinion on a show that she likes to watch, which is called, what is it? I think she said it's Love is Blind. She's going to give this scenario what happened on the show and get his opinion about it. I'm going to let y'all watch it first before I give my real opinion, but it made me question things when it comes to dating. And I notice when it comes to dating now, it's this whole new wave of dating with purpose. And I understand it and I get it. Dating with purpose, using discernment, watching out for red flags and things of that nature. But to me, I can't help but feel that people nowadays, when it comes to dating, they're kind of petty, and things that may be a red flag could be a red flag, but it's not always a red flag. And people just throw people away, and when you think about that and you compare that to the marriage rate versus the divorce rate, it kind of points to the fact that people have gone red flag crazy and they just throw people away and count them out. And, my whole thing is like when it comes to dating, marriage, relationships, if you don't believe in marriage, maybe like a long-term relationship, people just too damn judgmental and don't realize that ain't nobody perfect and you ain't gonna find nobody perfect out there. For me personally, I feel like the point of a relationship is finding somebody that you can build with, somebody you can trust, somebody that's dependable. I saw a post today that said are relationships more transactional than anything else these days and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. I think y'all get my point when asking that question. Are people too transactional and too judgmental and quick to just discard people and throw them away? And the person that would be best for you could be right in front of you, but you can't look past some petty crap and you miss out on an opportunity. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Carla on air, and this is usually an article or something that's going on that I, want to talk about. So Love is Blind, I'll be shocked if you've ever seen it.
No.
No, okay. So Love is Blind is a series of a dating show on Netflix. I sometimes like to unwind and I'll fall asleep every time. So it takes me forever to finish a season of something.
Okay.
But I'll watch something that has nothing to do with work or like development or just trash TV to get it. So Love is Blind is going on, and I want you to picture this. This is a scenario.
That's exactly how I spend my time. Like she said that perfectly. Like I watch trash TV. Like I watch stuff that I don't have to focus on, like at all. Like it's just,
So these people are in pods. They don't see each other, and you have to fall in love with someone after talking to them for like 10 days and propose because you're talking to them constantly.
Propose like marriage?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And then, so here's how the show works. You're for 10 days in these pods. You date a bunch of people. You see who you connect with. You don't know what they look like, where they're from, how tall they are. Like, you know nothing about them.
Right.
You just talk to them through a wall.
Yes.
So all these days. And finally, that connection, you fall in love with them. You propose.
I want to pause it there, and I want you to hold on to that idea that everyone that comes on this show has reached the point of desperation where they can't find anything out in the world, where they're so desperate. And that might sound messed up for me to say that, but they're so desperate that they're willing to go on a show like this. You're desperate enough to, so you can't be perfect and everything can't be all is well, because everyone is going on this show to be in a pod. You couldn't find just a relationship just out there dating. So I mean, for me personally, I have to be at a pretty, like, I'm desperate. I'll try anything to go on a show like this. So I just want everybody to just keep that in mind while you're listening to the rest of the story.
Then you meet each other and you see what you look like. Then they send you off for, I think it's like 4 weeks to an island.
Okay.
And it's like a honeymoon type of, or pre-honeymoon.
Right.
And then they put you in an apartment for another 4 weeks until your wedding.
Man.
So you get married in like 8 weeks from meeting each other face to face. Well, now there's this couple, and I want you to picture this. Now they got back to their apartments and they go and see each other's real apartments where you really live. Now, here's the scenario. You're like on this 5th date with this person, right? You're getting to know them. You really like them. Then you go to their house eventually, right? Because we're grown. Now, everybody here is 30, at least 30 to 35.
Okay.
Right? You go to their house and he's like, I'm going to cook you dinner. The guy, this is the man. I'm going to cook you dinner and, you know, I'm going to make you steak and potatoes, probably a little asparagus on the side, a salad, a little wine. And she's like, absolutely. I mean, I love to eat,
Right.
but give me a steak. So you walk in and then she's like, well, let me help you plate everything because now you're done cooking. So I'll help
Right.
you plate everything so we can sit down. You open up the cabinets and the man has plates, spoons and forks and stuff and cups, but it's paper plates, solo cups, and silverware that's plastic.
Okay.
He does not own dishes.
Okay.
No dishes.
Yes.
You're somewhere between 30 and 35.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I don't think you should judge anyone.
Of course you would say that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't think you
for
should judge anyone.
I'm pretty sure most women are like, oh, hell no.
I think with me, everything's based on who raised you. Everything is based on who raised you. So if he's moving that way,
okay, but we can all get raised, but at
Yeah.
some point we're adults.
no, you're not understanding. There's some parents who are just horrible, Carl.
Okay, let's now take accountability for ourselves. We're now adults.
Right.
So I understand our parents raised us
There's
one way.
grown people that don't
Never
have,
grew up.
Yeah, but there's grown people who don't have plates.
Why?
I have no
Why
idea.
are you on a dating show trying to find you a wife when you don't have plates?
But you're profiling, you're criticizing, and to hear you do that is kind of strange.
Okay, well here's the thing.
Because you're so amazing, for you to judge that guy so hard.
If you're broke, you shouldn't be dating.
I agree with that.
Okay.
You know what? I have to say this. I hate that word accountability, because people just throw it out there. And this is what I meant by, like, when people are out there dating and stuff, you just throw words around being judgmental and stuff like that, right? What does somebody having paper plates and stuff have to do with accountability, right? Nothing, unless that guy blamed it on him not having good parents. You see what I'm saying? And let's just be honest. Having paper plates does not mean that you're broke, because you have poor people living from check to check that have plates and they have silverware. They do. You know, Now, I can understand it's a bit weird for somebody to not have dishes, but somebody could easily have dishes and they just haven't pulled them out. Some people have a busy schedule. I mean, I remember when I got me my first house, I was so busy. I'm not using no dishes. I don't want to wash no dishes. Nothing. It means I had dishes. I just never pulled them out. And I think when when my dishes finally came out, it was cause my mom came to visit me one time and I just had the dishes in a box. And my mom was like, "Oh boy, why you pull these dishes out?" And I said, "Mom, don't worry about that. I got it." And she just did it on her own. I was like, "Mom, please stop." But anybody else that might have came to my house, they might have assumed, "Oh, he doesn't have dishes." And I probably just didn't care to explain that, hey, I don't want to wash dishes. I'm too busy. Why would I wash dishes? It's just me. Who am I impressing? Dishes are cheap. So if somebody doesn't have dishes, that's like a conscious decision to say, I don't want dishes. I don't want to wash them. I don't want to use them. I want to eat and go. And rather than you come in my house and see dirty dishes, I just rather eat on a paper plate and keep it pushing. I ain't impressing nobody. Now, I don't have an excuse as to why he wouldn't pull some dishes out for a date, but he might have just felt so comfortable with her and felt like, whatever, she probably ain't gonna trip. You know what I'm saying? And leave it at that. But even if he was so careless or carefree to say, hey, I'm a single guy, I don't need dishes, whatever, cool. And this is my thing, if he's a great guy, somebody that is not going to abuse you, somebody that can provide and protect, and somebody that's not going to cheat on you, is that a big deal? Do you throw that person away when you can have all the loyalty, honesty, respect, protection, provision, everything that you want? And the only thing you got to do is buy him dishes. That's it. He'll be a great guy to you for the rest of your life. And the only thing it would cost you is some dishes. Do you throw that person away? Because I've seen people in marriages, and they'll tell you that when they met the other person, it might have not been that they didn't have dishes, but it might have been that the person was a little unorganized. And I know, like me, and it's not true for all men, but I know for me, and I've met other guys that are married as well, and we'll be honest and tell you, like, my wife got me organized. I just didn't have that. I didn't have that I didn't have that magic touch. Women have a way of organizing things, and they'll just make everything make sense. You're like, damn, why I didn't think of that. So everybody has that little thing. I'm just thinking, and I understand completely that it's weird, if somebody invites you for dinner and they don't have like real dishes for you to eat on. But what I'm saying though is that a reason to throw a person away? If everything else lines up and the only thing it'll cost you is some cheap dishes, like dishes doesn't, somebody not having dishes don't tell you if they broke or not, because dishes is cheap. Broke people got dishes, right? So do you throw that person away? Please comment below. Man and women, comment below. Even if you're a guy, you meet a woman, she don't have no dishes, but everything else lines up. Everything else lines up. Now, if she don't have dishes and the house is dirty, I could understand. But if the house is just nice, like everything's clean, you're like, damn, everything else is good. I mean, the house is clean and everything else lining up. I wonder why she don't have dishes. I mean, at least like when you just ask the question like, hey, why you ain't got no dishes? That's crazy. And the person might be telling you like, hey, well, I don't need them. It's just me. And then you can say, well, you know what? I'm going to have to use some dishes if this is going to work out. And they'll, oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I don't know. But y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about that.
We agree on something. Might be the only thing this whole episode.
I do agree with that.
Okay.
I believe that a man and woman, everybody should work hard and have themselves together first.
Absolutely.
And I mean, really have yourself together.
You don't have to be a millionaire by any way, but you really need to be able to cover all your bases and live comfortably.
To enhance the woman or the man that you're going to date.
Absolutely.
People think I'm crazy when I talk like that.
No.
But it's a fact. Like, you don't want to be broke, but you want to have a little something.
Yeah.
At least go to a movie. At least
please.
To at least pay your bills before you bring another man or woman into your life.
You're coming and inviting me to your house to eat, at least have two. The dollar store literally has
now, do you think somebody
we're
going to go back to being grown, but 30 to me is not grown. I think we talked about that
at
earlier.
30, I think at this point, we're still defining our careers, who we are. We're still learning. You mature a little bit, but we're talking about specifically here paper plates.
I totally agree because
not
I believe
one dish, like a fork. How am I going to cut the steak?
I believe everything that you're saying, but what I've seen around the world, I'm very disappointed. Even to hear what you're telling me, that a man 30-something years old has paper plates.
So there was something else that happened.
Okay.
She goes through his things and opens the drawer in the bathroom, and he has a sex drawer. What is a sex drawer? When different women leave earrings or a ring or something, he just like throws them in a drawer. And when she opens it, he's like, oh, it's just like from random women that have been here and they've left little things. And he has, why not just throw it away? I feel like that's so immature.
It's not immature to the guy, but at least hide it.
It's not immature to keep
because it's not, they haven't moved in together yet.
No, let's say you're a single man. Why are you keeping a drawer full of earrings and rings?
Listen to what you said. He's single. You could do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
2 is his place.
So I'm asking you, what do you think about a man keeping a drawer where whenever a woman...
I think some men have memories. Like back in the day, I used to keep women panties.
Oh, I don't know if you should have admitted that.
No. Back in the day.
You said that out loud?
Yeah,
How long back in the day?
I'm smooth. Like if I'm kicking it with you and I got you down, and I like when the girl lift up like that. Like you ever lift up?
First of all, you are 63 years old. Can you say woman?
What did I say?
Girl.
Okay, well, woman. But now you're trying to tell me I'm speaking. That's what the Lord told me to say.
Don't bring the Lord is Lord.
It came.
I am your humble servant and talking to you right now.
But I like the way. Listen to me. But I do like you hold people accountable. I do like that you should say certain things, but
let's go back to this. Why you were holding on to people's panties?
It was just like a trophy thing for me. I used to. Men have certain things that we like.
Serial killers do that. You ever watch those Netflix documentaries?
Yeah, serial killers. See, that's the problem. You watch too many documentaries.
Thank God that I do, so I can. Those are all like hints. They really keep trophies.
You have allowed TV to mold.
This is not TV. This is real life.
Yeah, no. What you saying?
Ted Bundy was real.
Yeah, what you're saying is true. But Ted Bundy was in the 70s, so you know who killers are though. But that happened in the 70s.
He was extremely handsome.
He was horrible.
So I'm not saying that you're a serial killer or anything for now.
Yeah, I don't have no excuse for that. I think it's just, somebody leaves something, you feel bad if you throw it away. So you just toss it in the drawer. You don't think nothing of it. Because who you cleaning up for? And I think, it's just me, I think that's a good sign because now she knows he don't live with another woman because he wouldn't have that drawer if he lived with another woman. So really can't complain about that. That's a sign that he is truly single. Because, I mean, why else would he have a drawer like that? And here's another thing. Why is she snooping through his stuff? That tells me more about her than him, because the hell you going through my drawers for? You don't live here. Like, why would you be going through my drawers? Unless this show is fake. As some of these shows, and this is another part, and I'm not going to play too much of this because it's somebody else's content. I'm just doing reaction to it. But here's another thing that I think about when I think about these shows, and we use, because this is another point that I also wanted to bring up. Of course, I want to know, hey, are we too judgmental? But here's another thing. Are we falling out of touch with reality when it comes to dating and judging each other on false realities? Right? Because number one, if you are to the point where you got to go on some dating show just to find somebody, but you so all that, you just all that in the bag of chips, but you got to go on some dating show where you in a pod meeting somebody like that you can't even see. I'm sorry, but I don't think you can judge anybody. And number two, how realistic is it that you go to somebody's house and they just don't own dishes? Right? And I gave a scenario about my own life, but I still own dishes. I just didn't pull them out because I had a busy schedule. Like, I literally just had a busy schedule where I'm going working, 14 hours a day. I'm not going to wash dishes, and I know I'm not, and I just don't want that stress. And I don't have nobody at my house to, like, who am I impressing? You see what I'm saying? But what she's describing is realistic, and it's unrealistic that you're in a pod, you meet somebody, they at your house, you about to have a date with a woman, and you purposefully, I don't think it's wrong. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having paper plates. I just don't think that's a romantic thing to do when you're cooking for somebody at your house. So to me, the whole story, it sounds like made for TV mumbo jumbo crap. And is it even worth judging the dating experience based off of these made up TV scenarios? Because you don't even know what you're looking at on TV, right? And so we're looking at these things on TV. We're looking at these things these fake gurus say on YouTube, right? And we think it's real. And then we take that and apply it to our reality. And then it starts us down this rabbit hole. As you're about to see, it starts us down this rabbit hole. Now we're judging and throwing people away as if we're perfect. But perfect, all that in a bag of chips. The all be all, they don't go on dating shows where they hide in pods and meet people they don't know and go to apartments or houses with paper plates and snoop through each other's drawers. It's just not real. I'm really honestly not even buying this whole little fake made up scenario. But you'll see where it goes, and you'll see what I mean. That I'm absolutely right. We take what's the likelihood of this story? Right? And watch where it leads. What?
But so just the trophy?
Yeah, that was
just to remember it?
Yeah,
not the memory in your brain wasn't enough.
No. Even though I could keep those too, but I don't do it now. But it was years ago. I mean,
okay.
that was my thing.
Well, I think that the whole paper plate thing on Love Is Blind, I think as a woman,
it could be a turn off.
Absolutely. She's a woman that owned her home, has a 3-story home, has a very successful business. To me, paper plates represent the potential inability for you to be able to give me the lifestyle that I already have.
Here's the question that I want to ask you on that situation.
See my point? now it's going to go into the whole men. Now men can't meet a certain standard, but we only get to that point because of a made for TV story.
He respond.
Oh, she clowned him.
But she stayed though, right?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the other episodes.
Okay, I guarantee you
I'm
she
waiting for the
stayed.
next-
I guarantee she didn't leave.
I guarantee you she did.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. You
Absolutely.
want to put some money on it?
Absolutely.
$1. Okay.
The episodes come out October 6th. I'll let you
Okay,
know.
let me know, and I'll give you my cash app.
All right.
I
For
guarantee
$1?
you she stayed. I want my $1.
Let's do 50.
No. Okay, I'll do 50.
50?
Yeah, I can do
All right.
50.
That
Yeah.
they didn't get married.
I don't know. Not that they got married. That she stayed. Like she didn't leave.
Well, they're about to get married in 8 weeks. The whole point of the show is like, do they end up getting married?
Oh no, I don't think she'll marry him. I'm just
okay.
talking about the dinner thing. Like she stayed to have dinner. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, he wasn't cooking her dinner. I switched the scenario
Oh, okay,
because
so-
they had already been through the pods and on
Okay,
vacation.
okay.
So when she walked in,
If
she
she's
saw that and she
mature,
was
what
like,
you're
"Ew."
saying, and she got her own place.
She has her own place, a
White or
sexual
black?
business. White. Her father's a millionaire. She comes from a very affluent family. He wasn't rich always.
I
Like,
would be shocked if she stayed, but no, she don't stay.
she don't stay.
No, she don't
That's
stay.
not where she stays.
No,
I
she
just
don't
feel like
stay.
that shows me the inability of you being able to give me the lifestyle that I already provide for myself.
Yes, but here's my next question: why, with her being successful, she's on?
That's what I'm saying. Then she says, I made it all up. And it says, so the story I made up shows me that you can't take care of me. What? The made up story showed you that? Is this all made up? And then once somebody says something like that, it's like, I don't believe nothing else that comes out your mouth now.
On that show.
Because I will say, the more successful you are as a woman, it is harder to date. It's harder to date without having to find a stay-at-home dad or a man that want to be taken care of. These men nowadays, they are sassy. Okay?
They do want to be taken care of.
Sassy. They're like, take care of me. And
I
I'm
totally
like,
agree.
where?
When I go on social media and I represent women like you. I talk how
I represent us. You don't represent us.
Let me finish my conversation. Thank you, darling. I represent a woman, what kind of man she should look for.
Okay.
And the flack I get from guys because they think that I'm crazy, but they really think the way you're saying. They want to be taken care of.
And I
And I don't
have
get
no
it.
problem providing certain things.
Right,
I have
right.
no problem with that.
Yes.
But I'm not taking care of you. And I'm
I
not
agree
going
with
to
you.
fix your fuck ups.
Yes,
there's a child in
Yeah,
here.
I totally agree.
I'm not gonna fix your mistakes. I'm not gonna because if you don't listen to me, also we all have weaknesses and strengths, and it's like I know my strength is
And
business.
how would you better a person if you was dating them?
Oh
Like
man,
if they had certain
will-
things and you like that, you gotta like that person.
I gotta like
but you
you.
really like that person. How would you better that person's life?
I would make sure that if my strengths are their weaknesses, I can implement that. So
Okay.
if your weakness is growing a business,
Okay.
I will go ahead and what I do for my clients, I'll do for you.
Okay, I respect
You
that.
know, and I'll look at what you got going on and say, hey, maybe let's try this strategy instead.
Okay,
Let's
I
do
like
whatever.
that.
But it takes a very secure man to let me lead in that way because they might feel like, oh, this is a woman telling me what to do in business. Most women are the heads of all these businesses that you see.
I totally
Some of
agree.
the most successful men that I've known have.
I don't think people listen to themselves. I really don't. It's on one hand, it's hard to date when you're a successful woman because it's not a guy on your level and these guys want you to take care of them, right? And then in the same breath, you say, but it takes a secure man to let you lead in that way. Those are her exact words. So either they're letting you lead or they're not letting you lead. And I think it's only hard for a woman to date successfully, like for a man, you know why it's not hard for a man to date when he's successful, because he will date somebody that, and when they say on their level, they're only talking financially, right? Because just because you make more money, it doesn't mean necessarily you're smarter than somebody. It doesn't mean that mentally or emotionally that you're stable. Just because you make more money than somebody does not mean that you manage money better than them, right? Because there's a lot of people that live check to check that make a lot of money. They don't manage their money well. I mean, and they say, according to the data, they say that most people, right, they don't have an emergency bank account. Like they say like majority of Americans do not have even $1,000 in an emergency bank account. And that's not gender or race specific at all. It's just majority of Americans don't, right? But there's people who even me, I was making what, maybe 60,000 a year at one point. When I first started off, I had a house. I had a nice car. I had a Chrysler 300. I had money saved up in the bank. Because I know how to save my money and manage it. It was a guy I knew, a partner of mine. We wasn't the closest of friends, but at the time, I mean, he was making what, $100,000 a year. But he was still hitting up one of our other homeboys, asking to borrow money. He did not know how to manage his money at all. So if you're a woman, and let's just say you're making $100,000 a year, you really got to think about it. Is it really hard for you to date? If you really used your brain and said, well, hey, look, I make 100. This dude makes 60, but this guy has his own house, his own car. And I'm looking at, and you can go over this with a person. If y'all honest and y'all are really dating with intentions, this person should be willing to open up a little bit about their finances. And you're saying, wow. So, okay, this guy, he makes 100K. He's check to check, has no money saved up. But this guy, he make less than me, but he got a house, he got a car, he got money saved up in the bank. If we get married, he's probably willing to go ahead and, hey, look, I make a little bit more money than you. Maybe my house is a little bit bigger than yours or whatever. Hey, what about we get married, then we'll rent your house out and sell it or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's plenty of good guys out there. But if, like I said before, if you're judging people and just throwing them away like they're not worth anything, hey, that's on you. Dating will be tough, but it's plenty of guys that are working that don't want somebody taking care of them. And listening to men, it ain't that they want you to take care of them. Most men just don't want to be overly responsible for your things. Like, as far as, I don't want to have to pay to get your hair done. I don't want to have to pay to get your nails done. That's fine when you're married to somebody, but but most men are not saying they want a woman to take care of them. That is bull crap. Like, that's just a straight up lie. Men got too much pride. Men do too much bragging about what they got. I hustle. I got it out the mud. Most men ain't want no woman to take care of them. Do you got some men that's like that? Yeah. They exist. But it's just like what I said what I just said about women that ask men to get their hair done and they ain't really in no relationship like that. That ain't majority of women doing that. And what we do is like what she did with this little fake story she just told. We take this little small percentage of people and we listen to these fake stories and we apply it to everybody else, and then we approach everybody else with that attitude and we quickly judge them and we quickly throw them away. And then to say, oh, it's hard to date when you're successful. It's nobody else's fault that you outshined everybody, made all of this money. It's like you running to the end of the race and you're at the finish line and you go, oh, it's hard to date because it's nobody else, across the finish line. Well, date somebody that hasn't crossed the finish line yet then. Like, what are you talking about? There's still people out there that you can date. Date somebody that hasn't crossed the finish line. Don't say it's hard to date because you're unwilling to date anyone that hasn't crossed that finish line. You chose to stand over there, and then you chose to draw that line in the sand and say, I'm not going to date anybody that's below this. And that's on you. You made your own difficulties. So I'm not buying that. And that's a lot. It's a lie to say most men want, and men are sassy. What man do you want to date? I think sometimes people have a type and they don't know how to step outside of that type, and then they complain about that type. There are men out here that's really getting money. You got these guys out here that got their own tow trucks, record service, hot shots. I mean, you got guys that get down and dirty, got rough hands. I'm talking about know how to fix stuff. Lift the car up with one arm and change the oil. But everybody's into this whole new tech and corporate America look. And they think that just because a guy ain't got a suit on and he a little dirty, maybe got an oil on his shirt, they think that he ain't got money. And that's just so not the case. So a lot of guys out here that got money, but you don't know what they look like. You think he got a suit on. And so a lot of people are going for this whole super clean guy look. And I mean, that's just what I noticed. Everybody keeps talking about, oh, the corporate this, the corporate that, the suit this, the suit that. And a lot of guys that make money are not wearing suits. Unless they like, the usual, like the lawyer types or something like that. Or they're high up on the totem pole. But for me, I think people got to stop judging. You got to start looking other places, and you got to start really learning and listening to people and seeing what you want out of life, and stop being so one-dimensional. Because it's people that may not make as much money as you, but it seems like they own more than you because they know how to manage their money very well. And there's a lot of people that make, it's people out there that make a lot of money, but they can't hold on to it for nothing. And you can get with them if you want to, and you're going to be unsatisfied, and you're going to be hurt, and pretty soon you're going to be divorcing. Straight up. So, and hold on, let me see what they saying, because I think I'm about to end this one.
Have women all over their team.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like, if you show me your business and there's not a woman in a position of power, where are you going?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's true.
You agree with me?
I agree with you.
Yeah, if there's no woman in your business, you're going straight down. So yeah, that.
Anyway, I'm into there. I'm not even getting into that. This whole. That could be true. That could not be true. I don't know. I don't get into stuff like that. I think everybody needs somebody good on their team, whether it's a man or a woman. She's doing this whole let me big my head up stuff. I get it. Girls rule, boys drool, whatever. Anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in. Once again, this is Risky Behavior. Love you all. I pray you all be blessed. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Let's get involved in the conversation. Don't forget, hit that notification bell. But most importantly, if you don't do anything, just comment, leave a piece of your mind. If you don't agree with me, let me know. I love when people don't agree with me. I don't get offended easily at all. I promise you that. So, Risky out.
Risky behavior.